Start her up.
Well, hello, everybody. Welcome back to another GFW Trains live stream. We talk about everything, but mostly trains. I'm your host, George, otherwise known as GFW Trains, and as you can see, we have a special guest.
I am George, also the creator of the name George Werderick.
Yep, he's the OG.
I'm the OG George.
Yes.
Hey, guess what? I'm pinch hitting for the Waldozer's.
Yeah,
Waldozer's elsewhere.
he is. He's camping right now.
He's out camping in the rain and cold.
Yeah.
And I am sitting here warm and cozy with the trains,
Yeah.
with the guy that's supposed to be the camper, but he's running the old.
He asked me. He goes, George, do you want to leave the camp out early so you can do the stream? And I said, yes.
Oh,
yes.
I can just see the crocodile with tears running out of George's eyes.
It was cold, miserable, and we had soupy fettuccine Alfredo. So I cannot wait to sleep in my bedroom tonight.
Camping. My idea of camping is a motorhome. Yeah.
Well, hello everybody. Well, today we don't really have much planned. That's not true. We have one thing on the agenda. And if you can note, we're not gonna bring it up right away, but if you notice it, then good for you. But we're gonna carry on with the stream like normal, like we always do. Oh, and I just did something I probably shouldn't have. Okay, there we go. I also have is audio good? I'm not sure. I was trying to figure out the audio thing. I think we have it pretty good though. But let me know about that. Anyways, so we're gonna introduce everybody to the stream. So why don't we do that? Brenda's Trains. Brenda's Trains, welcome to the stream. Conrail's Nuts, welcome to the stream. NEC Life, welcome to the stream. Let's see, Rob412, welcome to the stream. Rocket Man Bill.
Hey, Rocket Man, how you doing, Bill?
Otherwise known as Bill Coe. Davon McKenzie, welcome to the stream. Train Man Dan, welcome to the stream. Chris Lambert, welcome to the stream. Anita Werderick, Grandma, welcome to the stream. And let's see, Apple and Orange Line, welcome to the stream. Oh, wrong one.
Hey.
All right, thank you, Grandma. Thank you for the update. Oh, and Megan Catherine Blondo, welcome to the stream. She got fired from the whistle. Yes, she did. All right.
Megan, I'm not nearly as good looking as you are, and I'm sure all the guys watch this thing, especially the Yorkville guys, are really saying, what did they get that old geezer there for?
Anyways, so yeah. Let's I guess it's weird without my dad being here because carries a lot of slack on the street.
Yes, he does. Well, I'll try and keep up for it.
All right.
I'll try and pry it out of everybody. So, what's new in trains? I got a little story. It's I got a story. Sifting through the YouTube stuff. I ran into a train for sale. I looked at the thing and I said, "Oh, well, my goodness, what is this?" And for those of you that are post-war Lionel collectors, I looked at it. It was a barrel car with red letters. Now the red letter barrel car in gray is very rare. So I immediately, okay, all right, I'm gonna go. So I hit the wrong button, and it shifted off to whatever I had, and I couldn't go back and get it.
Oh.
It was for sale for $40, and
no.
I'm sitting there. They're very rare. Of all the barrel cars, it is the rarest. So
That sucks.
and so here I pushed the wrong button and I couldn't find it. I searched and searched and searched, and somebody must have bought it. When I got on it, it said it was on YouTube. and it said that it had been posted for 17 minutes when I saw it. And I should have immediately sent the guy to buy it. But maybe the guy, because he asked $40 plus shipping. And there's one on sale right now, bidding on that one of the auction sites. It's a 200 and there's a week to go. But it's listed in the books as $1,000 car.
Well, we got some new names in here. Ozark Midland Southern Railway, welcome to the stream. Boschcar Jerry, welcome to the stream. Melanie Blondish, she says, hi, George and Grandpa. It's Meg's Grandpa Steve's birthday, so give him a whistle. Well, there you go, Grandpa Steve. Happy birthday. Make sure you drive your Ferraris around. Her grandpa has 2 Ferraris.
Hey,
sweet.
2 Ferraris. I had a Ferrari once upon a time, a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. My cousin Bill and I, my good cousin, bought a 1952 Ferrari, had a right-hand drive, was painted British Racing Green. How ugly can you get in a Ferrari?
I didn't even know they made that.
But anyway, we bought it from a dealer up in Wilmette, who's still there, is a Ferrari dealer, I believe, up there. We noticed that there was something wrong with the suspension. So we checked around. We couldn't find the parts. The people, there was a Ferrari dealer in Homewood, and they said, you'll never find the part. So we sold it back to the dealer for what we paid for it. I think he was hoping we'd do that because they sold it to us for a ridiculous price. But I hate to tell you what that car's worth today. I wished we'd had it. As a matter of fact, it was a ticket for me. I was in Italy, and I was in the city of Modena, Italy, and I says, not in Milan, Italy, not Modena. I was in Milan, Italy, and I says, what the heck am I doing here? I'm not interested in going to churches and things like that. And I says, where is Ferrari made? Ferrari's made in Modena. So I go down to the train station, and I looking to see, how do I get to Modena? And some of the guys standing there, cab driver, said, I could take you there for 8 million lira or something like that. And I start looking at, I can read train schedules. So I looked up the train schedule, and there's a train in a half hour leaving from Modena, and the ticket's equivalent to $6. So I get on the train, and I go up to Modena. So I get off the train in Modena, and I decide I got to call, see how I can get to Ferrari, wherever it is. So I call up, and I said, call Ferrari. They answer in Italian. And I says, I don't speak Italian. American, the lady on the other end says, un momento. And so they connect me with somebody else. And the guy starts talking in Italian. And I says, please don't hang up on me. I don't speak Italian. I'm from America. And the guy says, oh, okay. And he says, I'm the North American representative for a Ferrari. And I told him the story about having this 1952 Ferrari. And he says, go out and get a taxi cab. Tell him you want to go to Ferrari Marianello. And not Ferrari Modena. You want to go to Ferrari Marianello. So I go out and I get the cab and it takes me out to the factory. The old factory. If you've ever seen the movie, you who like Ferraris, ever seen the movie Grand Prix with James Garner in it?
Oh yeah.
The part where the Ferraris are, that is the factory I went to in Marianello, Italy. And he gives me the tour, showed me how they made all the engines were made by hand individually and everything. And we're sitting in the courtyard, we're talking, and this garage door opens up and all these beautiful red race cars come out. And he says, oh, you're not supposed to see this. And I says, what? He says, that's next year's racing team. And I said, well, don't worry, I won't tell anybody. I don't know what's going on. So I got to see, this was in 1960, October of 1966, I believe it was, either 66 or 67. But I got my taste of Ferrari. Then they put me up in a hotel in downtown Marianello because I was going to take a train back to Modena the next day, and I get on a plane and I go in the dining room, and there sits the Ferrari drivers. If you're into race cars, there's Sterling Moss, Phil Hill from the movie, and two of the other very famous drivers at the time eating dinner at the table next to me. I couldn't believe it. So, big story. Not about trains, but actually the train riding the Italian railroad. That was pretty cool, though. Yeah. You know, they come around and serve, as we used to call the guys that worked on the trains that sold in the old days, they go from car to car. They call them butchers. They'd sell stuff on the trains. And that's the guy come around and selling stuff. I'm there on a shoestring, so I didn't think about going to a restaurant car, but I got a meal. I got some food, and ate it on that train. Fast train, though, I will say that. So interesting. So now you've heard O.G. George's great Italian adventure. No churches, no cathedrals, nothing like that. Just Ferrari
cars. Megan says he just bought a new car today. Was it a Ferrari? I hope it is. And Brennan's Chains, will you get a C&O F1 or F19 Pacific sometime? I don't know. We don't have too many Pacifics.
We got one new one, Monon Pacific.
It's true. You got a new one on.
That's Pacific. The newest one.
Yeah, that one's really cool too.
Yeah.
Let's see. Wabash or Conrail Nut says Wabash the Bluebird route. All right. You don't want me to say that.
The Bluebird and the Banner Blue, the two trains.
There you go. What is your dream model train?
Dream model train, Brandon. What's your dream model train? I think you probably already got it, don't you, George?
Yeah, the first one was the Big Boy, and then it became the Challenger. I got it.
The Challenger. You finally got a Challenger.
Yeah.
Mine came out of the
case.
Out of the case and went right to the repair shop.
Yeah. You see, you would never known about the bugs if you never out the case.
Well, I was looking at the package, and I sent it to the repair shop once before when I first got it.
Oh, there you go. Maybe that's why it was in the case.
Well, it was supposedly fixed. The label there came back from Lionel Repair Shop when I bought it brand new.
Oh boy.
So anyway, what the Challenger and the Big Boy? Those are your two favorites now, or is it the one going right in front of us here?
Cab forward. I like that one too. One of these days, right? The cab. That's true. I like the cab forward, but Bilko is gracious enough to lend me his. So that's
Bilko. You and I know about this lending thing around here. Your lending's going by on one track. My lending is going by on the track next to it.
It's a lease, a long-term lease. Leasing it for 99 years.
I call it theft.
Boy.
I call it theft.
She says no, it was not. Oh, it wasn't Ferrari. But hey, new car is always really cool.
Buy electric.
But yeah. So it's been nothing really new in the train world for us. Actually, that's not true. Not true
April
24th is coming up.
Oh yeah.
I have been. We've been working on getting the train show together. For those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, I'm hosting a model train show for 3,000 subscribers for the YouTube channel, but also for my Eagle Scout project. It's going to be a fundraiser for my Eagle Scout project. It's going to be April 24th at the Yorkville American Legion. There is a link in the description of the live stream for the more information on the show. It's April 24th from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Free admission. So
you can't beat it. You can meet George for free.
There you go.
What better deal? But you get trains and George all in one, all for free. Now, however, you should leave a little gratuity.
Yes.
To help further the Eagle project.
It's for my Eagle project, and I'm building a train step. The cab forward needed a caretaker. See, there you go. It needed a caretaker. But back to the train show. Yeah, so it's April 24th. Free admission, but donations are always accepted as it's for my Eagle Scout project, and I need to raise a lot of money for that as I'm building a train station for the Prairie State Railroad Club in Plowman's Park, or located in Plowman's Park. I'm building a 16 by 24 or 26 pavilion that's going to act as a train station for the Prairie State Railroad Club.
Actually, kind of if you look behind, what George is going to do is he's going to have a platform set up like behind us. Oh, we got engine.
Some of those,
like on the tracks there. Sometimes when there's not a train in the way there, you can look at it. But that's what he's going to have, something like that going around across two tracks.
But so it's going to be really fun. There are going to be 5 layouts there. I figured so. There was originally supposed to be 4, and that there's advertised 4, but I got somebody reached out to me and said that they have a small little N scale layout that they want to set up.
Oh, who's that?
Trevor from Prairie State.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So he's gonna bring that out. He told me a little bit about it, and I didn't really. I kind of got what he was talking about, but it's gonna be a surprise for me as I've never seen it. So it's gonna be really cool. But like I said, there are gonna be 5 layouts, 2 O gauge layouts, 1 HO scale layout. Oh wait, no, 3 O scale layouts, right. 1 HO scale layout, and another N scale layout. And 2 of them are very interactive. One of them, for sure, they set up and they let you run their trains off of the signal block system. Is really cool.
That is one cool
it is.
layout.
It's like running
real railroad.
It is.
We're running the only you get to drive it, and the other guy, he runs the CTC system. Yeah. But you get to play real engineer,
yes.
Which is. You don't see many O gauge layouts or HO layouts set up like that in any way, but they have this layout always at the DuPage show.
It's truly a experience to run on their layout.
Yes, it is.
But they've been doing letting people run on their layout for as long as I've been alive. But it's really cool. Another club that's going to be there, which is very interactive, is the Train Collectors Association, the Midwest Division of the Train Collectors Association. They have a modular layout that they set up. It's O scale. I've done a lot of videos on it. I've actually done videos on both the layouts. The Valley Metal Railroad Club, I did a video on about, probably 4 years ago. And if you scroll back, you'll see me. I'm wearing like a baseball hat, like usual. Got some sunglasses.
Looks like a blues brother.
Yeah.
He needs a fedora type hat with the sunglasses,
Yeah.
And a black suit.
Yeah, maybe one day we'll have to pull out that, but it's really cool. I did, and I kind of explained the layout. Another, I've done plenty of videos on the Midwest Division of the Train Collectors Association's layout. It's really popular layout, and a lot of the times the modelers that set the layout up will let you run their trains. So although it's not, some people want to run their trains while they're there, which is understandable. They help set up the layout, they want to run their trains, but a lot of the times that they will let you run their trains, which is really cool. But yeah, and then the other layout, local hobby shop is setting up. Denny's Trains and Things. Denny Roche and in front of his Jim Myris are setting up a really, really cool O scale layout, which will be really cool. Then another layout we're gonna have is a floor layout by the president of the Midwest Division, Charlie Tusek, and another member are going to be setting up a floor layout. They insisted that was on the floor. So that'll be really cool.
Watch your step.
Yeah. And then we'll have Trevor from the Prairie State Railroad Club. He will have the smaller N scale out there. So that is the kind of the rundown. Also, there will be a garage sale. And
there's a garage for sale. What's got trains in it?
Yes. But boy, oh boy, we have some really cool stuff. I mean, that was been graciously donated to me for my project. But you'll be able to purchase all the items. We've got some really, really cool post-war pieces.
I understand the deals are going to be good. Unfortunately, yes. I won't be there to procure those deals.
Grandpa's already scavenged through all the.
No, I have not.
we all went through it together, but
there's some nice things in there that will probably be for sale at a reasonable price especially for those guys that are new collectors. You realize. The idea is not to make a lot of money. The trains were graciously donated by lots of people. And so the prices will be reasonable if you're looking for some bargains or just some some cars to put on your railroad. When you think about going out and buying a new car, nothing less than $39, or something like that. You can add some rolling stock to your railroad and have some fun cars. I mean, they may not be collector's items, but they're nice cars and things like that. And there are some operating cars there
it's really,
you should definitely
accessories.
Yeah. There's
plastic bill.
Really. There's a couple of real highlights in there. There's one item that I really wish I could build another layout and use it. I won't talk about it. It'll be there. You'll see it.
Well, I got to advertise some of it, but
how about the turntable?
Yes, the turntable. There's huge turntable. I mean, it's
Bilko. You could use that.
I've talked to Bilko. Ethan, I think Ethan has been talking about a turntable. So
Oh.
if Ethan shows up, he can have that turntable. But yeah, so that'll be for sale. We also have, I mean, a lot of the stuff, if you were just getting in the hobby, it would be great for you to show up and purchase some of this stuff. You got engines, cars, track. I mean,
lots of track.
Lots of track. So
there will be great deals on track,
yes.
I understand.
Oh, very great deals.
And you know something? When you're first starting, track is when you sit there and you just got to spend $1 for a section of track, you can go broke in a hurry.
Yes.
And you know, this is really.
It's funny. So it's once you start modeling, track is always the thing that's bugging you. But as soon as you get really deep into it, like we have, track is always something that you always have enough of and you can never get rid of.
Yeah, well, that's that type. Now the difference is when you get tons of, you know, I think when your dad and I were, when I was building the layout that I have, I got lucky at a TCA meet. A guy came in with 25 or 30 sections of this 36-inch Scargraves track. I bought the whole stack of it from him, and I had to fight other guys off of it to get it. But I was just building the layout, and it was a savior. I think he charged $1 a section for it. So instead of having to spend $7 a section for, you know, it's used track, but track is track. Track is track. You look at it, even if there was one or two of them I had to that weren't very good, I needed to cut sections anyway.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah, I mean, so it's great. We even have a complete set which we'll be raffling off at the show.
Oh, raffle!
Yeah, so we're gonna have a raffle there.
Well, if I buy a ticket under George Warderick, I think I'll get it.
Oh, I don't know, George Warderick.
Well, anytime
George Warderick will be present at the show. Here,
so I know this. Hey, I got the stage set right here by myself. I want to pretend I'm Wally. So everybody, if you're watching, be sure and smash that like button. You know, we haven't had the reminders. I guess I don't know what this does, but he always says it. You know, it's good for the whatever they call it. That they, I don't know. You get paid for how many likes you have, or the whatever it is. George has got this. Oh, it's a Chessie layout, Chessie freight set. Not bad. Going to auction this off. I don't know. Not auction, but raffle it off.
So this is the set that we'll be raffling off. We'll keep it back here, just so.
What's got in it, George?
So this layout is this set is complete. It's got a really cool CSX SD18. I mean, this is like the premium NPC. This is about as good as you can get for a starter set. It's really cool. It's got an accessory. It's got an operating dump car in it. And actually, why don't we open this up?
It's a good idea.
So we can show it off. Let's see.
Here, why don't we?
Why
don't you put it in?
Actually, I'll just bring this. Hold on. I'll be back, guys.
He's running around.
A second.
Anyway, we'll get it all figured out. We got to have the show and tell today on this. But yeah, it's a great set. It's you know, for somebody starting off, somebody wants to take a chance on. You always hope when somebody you know, you got something like this and somebody puts a buck in it, or who buys a couple of chances, and they're a new person into trains, and winning something like this can be the creation, the start of an empire, because this is a really nice set. You know.
So I'm gonna give you guys the box, or just let you guys see the box real quick, so you can see the artwork. But it's really cool. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cars, an engine. It's a figure 8 too, elevated figure 8. So it adds a lot of operational value. You even got an accessory with the operating log car. But it's really cool, and I'll pull some of this out just so you guys can see it.
It's got a transformer track.
I mean, everything's included. It's
trestle set.
It's you even got these,
uncoupling the horn unit there.
Oh yeah, you got these little signs, telephone posts.
Ready-made layout.
But let me pull out I'm not going to take anything out of the box because I don't want to mess with it, just because it's a brand new set. And I'd like to
like it to be brand new.
But yes, you got this really cool CSX SD18. I mean, it's pretty neat. It's in great shape. Philco says everything in that picture is in the box. Complete set, train track, all the accessories. Exactly. The Klein. Thank you so much for the to the Kleinschmidts for donating the set to the show. It's pretty great. We got this really cool chemical tank car. It's kind of hard with the glare.
Yeah.
But
nice looking bay window caboose.
Oh my gosh, this caboose is my personal favorite. Check that out.
Chassis caboose
it's
in orange.
Caboose.
Huh?
Yeah. Wow.
Usually you'll get them in yellow.
It's actually, I don't know what this is. It says B&O, but then it says Chassis.
Well, but right when they were first merged.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
It wasn't CSX yet.
Then you got this really cool it's operating light car, so really, really cool.
Can't see.
Hello, L, AJ, and M streams. Yeah, it's hard with the glare. Actually, why don't
Rose Jewel Railroad and Boxcar Jerry, how are you doing? Devin, how are you doing?
But then we got this really, really cool CSX hopper car. These are, I'm not sure if this. Oh no, is this covered? I'm not sure if it's a covered hopper or not.
We'll look on the cover of the box.
Yeah.
He's going to dig it out here.
Try to get the box.
He's mining.
No, it's just a 4-bay. Oh, it's got a coal load though. It's really, really cool. High dollar set back in the day. That's right, Rose Jewel Railroad.
Yes.
And then you've got this really, really cool operating log car right here with the logs and everything.
Rocket Man Bill, you know George better than that. If I buy any raffle tickets, you know who will win the prize.
But yeah, so there's the.
I'm looking at it sitting over here by the wall. You and I both feel the pain. I know you bought a lot of tickets for that engine too.
But
I just got lucky to. Me got lucky to win
George Werderick.
And of course, you can be. As I recall, since I wasn't there, that you're part of the when. Oh, guess who won this? George Werderick. Not.
But anyway, so yeah, I mean the set's really cool. It's got a trestle set and everything, complete trestle set. I mean it's all brand new in the box, never been opened. But yeah, you got all these trestles right here. I mean it's truly a top tier NPC set. And it's transformer and everything, and it's going to be raffled off at the show, which is really, really cool. So if you guys want a chance to win this set, make sure you guys show up to the GFW Train Fair and purchase a ticket while also donating to my project, of course. But yeah, so I mean, and it's really, really.
You don't have to just come out and have fun.
Yeah,
and then if you feel like it, donate to this project.
But yeah, and so I mean, we've got a lot of cool. We got some post-war Alcos that were donated to me.
Yeah. They're pretty good.
Yeah, my dad spent an afternoon making them nice. I mean, it's really a lot of top tier stuff. Can we buy tickets online? Yes.
No, you can't.
No, you can't. Never mind. Sorry. But you can donate online, which is option. That's what I was gonna kind of curve it to.
Any of you guys ever see the movie Wayne's World? You want to win the shameless advertising that Wayne does? This is George, better known as Wayne. Wayne and I could play Garth real good though, couldn't I?
Yeah. But yeah, so we have a lot of how much are tickets? So that's something we haven't really I haven't figured out yet. A lot of this stuff I still have to go through and price, which will take probably a whole day, judging by how much stuff we have. But it'll be. I'm expecting it to be a good time. So yeah, I mean it's really we got some post-war Alco in it or post-war Alcos. We got some post. I mean yeah. A lot of cool stuff.
There's some really
some
nice,
really cool parts. There's really cool Berkshire. It needs a motor and a tender, but still.
Well, there's parts for 736 Berkshire.
Yeah, I mean, if you have a crappy one that runs nice, you can always put it in.
Yeah, the body is
amazing.
really nice.
But yeah, I really wanted that NPGP9. I think I invested close to $100 worth of tickets for that locomotive. Oh my gosh. Oh.
Yeah, like I say, there are two of us that feel pain over that engine. Do you want me to bring it over and show it to you?
No,
Bill.
No, we're not gonna start this. We're not gonna start this. Anyways, I love your Texas Special T-shirt. Well, thank you. Thank you, Rail Chief. We also got some. I got a lot of really cool early Rail King cars donated to me today. In terms of locomotives, we got these really cool brass Williams shark noses, which are oh, there we go.
Bill, this is as close as I've been to it. I'm right in.
Oh no!
Do you think he'd miss it? No, look at that! Isn't that beautiful?
It's amazing.
Isn't that beautiful?
It's amazing that George Wederick won it.
Yes, I do feel. I feel the urge, Bill. I feel the urge. Goodbye, baby, in the treetop when the wind blows. Oh, Bill's probably saying, "Get your hands off that, George."
But yeah, so we have a lot of cool stuff with buildings. The only things that we haven't really gotten are transformers, but I'm sure that it would be something where you spend the trains are so cheap that buying a transformer won't really be that too much of a hassle. Just tuck it under your sweatshirt when you leave. That's what Bilko said.
Why do you think I have the big sweatshirt on?
Yeah. But yeah, it's going to be a really fun time. I'm really looking forward to this. I think it'll be a fun opportunity. It'll be a good learning experience for me. And actually, there is an ad in the newspaper about it. Yesterday, it was in the newspaper.
Yeah, I saw it complete with a picture of you.
Yeah, it was great. And I also got called up today to be interviewed by another newspaper.
Whoa!
Yeah, so
fame and fortune go with George.
I know, it was really cool. I was like,
he's sending out autographed pictures for $5 each for you guys. Shameless endorsement.
But yeah, it'll be. I'm really looking forward to this. I think that I mean, it'll be great. There's a lot of really, really cool stuff there. I mean, it's definitely gonna be fun. Yeah, here you wanna? Actually, you probably can't see it too well, but
it's gonna be hard to see.
About how many vendors will be there? It's just only the stuff that's been donated to us, so it's not. There you go. There's a local scout hosting model train show. And there you got a picture of me running Grandpa's Big Boy. Grandpa's Big Boy made its debut in the newspaper.
Oh, is that mine?
Yes, that's yours.
Oh my goodness! When did they have that picture?
That's from the last time we went to Train Fest.
Oh my goodness! All right.
Yeah.
Well, pretty good.
Yeah.
Now he's got more big boys than I've got.
Yep. I got beat you by one, Grandpa.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's gonna be really, really cool. In fact, I mean, since it'll be fun. So if you're interested in anything we have, and actually, why don't I go? I'm gonna go. While Grandpa talk about something, I'm gonna go grab.
I'll talk about. Hey, hold it! I gotta get the box, guys. I got an 844 here on loan. I got the Northern Pacific Jeep that's somehow absconded. Here comes the 844. Bill, you want your cab forward back? This is our chance. We can get out of here. Well, anyway, a couple of things. It's kind of interesting going on in the train world. Of course, the big thing is with George's project and it's going along real good. It'll be really nice, and hope there's some of you guys are local, especially if you're local. Be sure and come and do it. Another thing, some of the new stuff that's come out and some of the things I don't know how many of you guys have had some issues with some things, but I've had issues with, I haven't been running my trains as much as usual, but I had some issues with two of my big articulateds, my big boy and my EM1, put them on the track, and the sound didn't work. So I just kept running them for a while. Then the chuff sound finally comes on after a while. Now the big boy, the EM1 hasn't done it, done that again. It just has constantly worked. But my big boy, one of them that I run the most, and it'll take about 5 or 6 minutes of running the train before the engine sounds come on, and it runs kind of intermittent. I don't know what that is with it. If there's a super smart repair guy that knows I've heard there's this little switch that could possibly have gotten corroded or gets moisture on it or something when it sits and doesn't work. But that's interesting. You know, when I get on here, I kind of like to talk about repair things and stuff. What guys go wrong with our stuff and how we fix them, and so we can all learn from each other. That is one of the nice things about this train group, especially the YouTubers, all you guys that are going there. I'm usually on the same end you are, sitting there watching Wally and George talk, and God, I got center stage here. You know, this is like getting center seat in the Enterprise on Star Trek. You know, I can fly away with the layout, maybe, huh? See anything different about the layout right now? Pretty good view of it. Real interesting new acquisition. I'm hoping I will go home with it. I came with it. I don't know if any of you noticed it right behind me there. It's kind of actually not off to my this side. George is covering it up. See it there? Pretty interesting. I was very lucky I bought it from a gentleman that doesn't live that far from us, and very grateful for it.
So I'm back, and I got some. I grabbed some trains from the stuff that's been donated, so we can kind of give you guys.
You want me to hold them up?
Sure, yeah. But we'll open that in a sec. Bilko says, just remember, folks, Georgia's Train Fair is a fundraising event for Georgia's community service project. That's what we're trying to make money for. Yes, it's free of charge, but we're also trying to fundraise money for my project, as it's not going to be cheap, and I need a lot of money for it. So,
well, it's a thing for the community. It's not. It's in the Plowman's Park, and there many people come there and ride the trains there and various things, and it's going to be a real nice acquisition for the train layout there. And it's, again, there's no money to be made out of this by anybody. It's all going into whatever is going to go working for that railroad. So it's going to be neat.
To be clear, Apple and Orange Line, I never borrowed any Challenger. I have my own Challenger now.
No, he didn't. He just got
I just got it running.
He got it out of the display case, and then we found the sound didn't work on it, so it's off to the repair shop. But it had already gone there once when it was brand new, so we'll see.
Lordy.
But yeah, somebody spotted it.
Yes, Bilko, West Pacific AVVA. There you go. Pretty sweet.
Yeah.
Varelchi says, where is the fair going to be located? It's going to be located at the Yorkville American Legion in Yorkville. Yorkville. Here we go. We have come to G3 Train Fair, or train show, April 24th, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. at the Yorkville American Legion. Then it's got the address for the show, so it'll be really cool. But why don't we take a sneak peek of what I've got? So this is some of the stuff that was
O-gauge box. Well, it's not really O-gauge box cars, but let's show what it is. It's some interesting things.
Yeah, we got some interesting pieces.
This is first of all, I got a very nice looking 6457 caboose. Only bad feature is it's missing a smokestack, but other than that, the car is in pretty nice shape. No stairs are all there, no cracks in it. It looks like it's in pretty good shape. Then there is a little gray Santa Fe caboose, 6017. Probably would clean up. It just looks like it's a little bit dirty. Probably clean up pretty good. If you're looking for a little gray Santa Fe caboose, I'm sure it'll be priced reasonable. Now here's some real interesting ones. For those of you that like the General, this is the 1865 coach car. This is from the 027 General set that Lionel made back in I think it's 1957, something like that. They had two sets, the O-gauge one and the 027 set. This comes with the 027 set with the I forget the number on it, but the difference in the engine is it's got doesn't have a 3-position E unit, but that's a very nice car. It's in pretty good shape. It's missing one little stack here, but those are kind of easy to find. But here is the other coach is from the O-gauge set. This is the mail car from the O-gauge set. This is the 1876 mail car. Now it's got a few issues with it, but it's going to be priced reasonable enough where if you're looking for the two old cars, usually the set came with one coach car and one mail car. And these are, of course, would go with the General.
They didn't really run them much different either.
No, that's the way they probably had one mail car and three coaches that the General ran with it. This one's missing its stacks and stuff on it, and a couple of the little trim pieces that go down here. But I'm sure the price will be very reasonable on those cars. So
that's the other thing too. A lot of this stuff is priced to sell, so it's not going to be the stuff that's
not collector prices.
Yes, so it'd be really cool. But we also got some other things. I was talking about these
the Alcos.
I brought one of them out, which are really cool. And so if you guys are interested in collecting more post-war, here's a great piece to start off your post-war collection.
These are some of the best running engines. These are the 027 Alco. Actually, the gray roof is a very desirable one. That's, I believe, 1951 is when that came out, and it came out with some gray roof, silver and gray roof passenger cars and freight sets. But this is after the yellow one is are a little harder to find than this, but this is a hard one to find, especially ones with really good silver in them. So, but this is a good piece. They are excellent runners. I mean, this is the kind of train you could put it on the track there. We haven't done anything with it to clean it up or anything like that. Now, I bet you this thing would run like a champ. And they're one of the best running trains that Lionel ever made.
So,
magnet traction, the whole works.
It's really cool. In fact, with these two is these used to look a lot worse. My dad spent a lot of time cleaning. There was a mildew on the top, and my dad spent a lot of time carefully cleaning up
Did he use toothpaste
top.
on that?
I don't really know what he used, but he got it all off, and he made sure it looked nice. So
these are very, hold it down so they can see the top. But see how this gray, these get mildewed very, very easy, and I'm sure he might have used toothpaste on it, something like that. But that's the best job I've ever seen of taking that mildew off, and it's going to surprise a lot of people because a lot of people shy away from them because of that on that gray. But Wally did a great job on those. That's really impressive.
Here we got another piece too.
That's the trailer unit, isn't it?
No,
different one.
I didn't bring the other one just because
one's enough.
Yeah. This one's really cool. I know a lot of people are on this. We like to promote our post-war switchers on.
I know what this is.
Yes, something we don't have an. You have this, but I don't think we have this in our household other than this one. But we have a really, really cool Seaboard 602.
And you know what's interesting about this one? It's got a horn in it.
There you go. Yeah, you can see it right here.
Yeah, it's got a little Seaboard horn in it. That's when Lionel went from the cast frame on these little NW switchers to this frame here, the stamped frame. This was the best one they made of those. They started making them. There's two Seaboards, the 601 and the 602. I don't think the 601's got the horn in it, but the 602 does have the horn in it, and they're pretty sweet runner. And they're kind of a fun little engine to have.
So I'm sure this one will clean up really nice. And it's meant to be run. It's meant to be run. It's a well-loved piece. And of course, this stuff will be. Have
you ever bought a used car from anybody? Buy a used car from George. Well-loved, driven only by little old ladies.
Yes.
To and from the switchyard every time you ran it on the layout.
But
never touched by human hands.
But it's really, really great piece. Yeah, I mean it'd be really cool to start your post-war collection there. Let's see what else we got. The other thing I brought two more items. I'm gonna have to go get the other one. Gotta pack it real quick. All right. You want to grab me that?
Oh yeah. George is probably going to bid on this or buy this himself. It's a reefer.
So we got a friend of ours. I went to his house today. friend of ours, Jim Myers.
Oh, Jim.
Went to his house and gave me a tour of his collection, and holy moly, he's got a really sweet collection. As we were going through his stuff, he was just handing me stuff to put in the garage sale. So he gave me about 12 early Rail King, just miscellaneous cars. I think there's 3 cabooses, a couple box cars, this reefer, and they're all really nice. Never been out of the box. I mean, it's great stuff, and this is high end stuff. This is very I mean they're really nice cars, and so I have about 12 of these that will be for sale at the GFW Train Fair. Hi Yaya, welcome to the stream. And Rojo Rose says young George stole me. Yes. And hi Tita, welcome to the stream.
Hi Lourdes.
But
Gloria.
Anyways, they're great. The other thing that I was given to me today, I actually went to his house to pick this up, and then when he was showing me his train collection, he was just giving me other stuff. But
Williams says Williams on it.
It's a Williams piece that I had no clue existed.
Really?
Yes.
This will be interesting. It's the heavyweight passenger cars?
No.
What are they?
A locomotive.
A locomotive. That
Yes.
big a box?
Yes.
Wow. This will be interesting. What kind of locomotive we got, George?
You will see in just a second, Grandpa.
All right. Yeah, Williams made second generation Williams stuff is pretty nice stuff. Williams was an interesting train manufacturer. They started out very inexpensively, and some of their stuff ran good, some of it didn't. But as they progressed in the years, some of their stuff really got to be good.
So it's in this foam. It is a pair of Pennsylvania shark noses. Now, what's unique about these pieces is they're made of brass. I had no clue Williams made brass other than their big steam engine.
You sure it's not Weaver?
No, I'm positive it's Williams.
Brass, huh?
Yes, it's Williams brass.
Wow. Shark nose. Well, you guys will have to buy that yourself.
Yes. But they're really neat. Pair of shark noses. They're in really great shape.
The body is brass.
The brass. You can see the brass here, up here. The actual frame is not brass, but he actually was showing me a little bit about these pieces. We opened them up, and you could see the brass, the bronze of the brass on the underside of the.
Yeah, that is kind of weird.
But I've never seen anything like this before. So it's really, really cool.
If you're in the Pennsylvania Railroad, then that'd be very, very interesting one.
I mean, they're shark noses. Everybody loves shark noses. So, yeah. So I mean, it'll be a great piece for sale there. But
it's very unusual.
Yeah, they need a little bit of work, but they come running. So,
running is good.
Yes, running is good.
I like the detailing. You can look through the screen there.
Oh yeah, you can look through the screen.
Look right on through the screen.
I mean, they're very nice pieces. In fact, why don't we let's see, put one on the track real quick. Okay. There you go. It runs. It's a smooth runner too.
Yeah, real smooth. They have a can motor. Yeah, it's got can motors in it.
There's two of them in here.
Yeah.
But
I bet you that thing pulls like the devil too.
Oh, I bet you it will.
How many units are there? 2 units?
Yes, there are 2. I think one's unpowered though. But yeah, I mean, it's really, really nice. I mean, and it's gonna be for sale at the show. So,
hey, pretty neat.
Pretty neat. That is correct, Grandpa. But yeah, and so that's a little sneak peek of what we got. Tons of rolling stock, other miscellaneous stuff. I mean, just cool stuff. We got a couple of we have a Menards building, which is really cool.
Oh yeah, the Menards. They got a real nice Menards. Was it a department store?
No, it's an engine shed. I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
But it's all really like nice stuff. So I mean, it's good stuff to start off. So if you're interested, or if you're just interested in picking certain stuff up, I mean, it's going to be for sale. Yeah. So I mean, that's what we got going on. Once I put this back, Grandpa, why don't we move the stream over to your F units?
Oh, okay. Yeah, we've got. I think I pointed out a few minutes ago the F units right behind George there. I acquired those from a fellow train collector from our area here, and very nice of him to sell them to me. We're gonna take a look, and we're gonna see if we can, since doesn't appear like they've ever been run. I know they're right now they're set at the factory thing. There's powered A unit, a powered B unit, and a dummy B and a dummy A. And we're going to see if we get the lash up and everything working correctly so this thing will run. Pulling makes for an awful nice long train. Is that the certificate of whatever it is?
Authenticity, I don't know. This is the first time I've seen this. So
let's see
this product is not recommended for children under the age of 8 years old.
Oh, we don't qualify.
As with all electrical products, safety precautions should be observed during handling the use of the electrical shock. Parent should regularly examine the transformer or damaged wires or broken case and have it repaired or replaced. Repairs. Oh, this is an advertisement for Denny's Trains and Things.
Is that what it is?
Yes.
Is that where you got it from, Denny?
Jim
Myers gave it.
Yeah, Jim. Here's the Williams warranty form.
Yeah.
Should send this in.
You send it in, you're going to come back because they don't exist anymore. Yeah. Who bought Williams? Does anybody remember? Bachman bought Williams?
Bachman. It's Bachman by Williams now.
Bachman by Williams. Well, Williams, we got some nice Williams Amtrak engines. I know we have. Wally's got a ton of Williams high-level Amtrak superliners. He was able to. He was buying those like they were out of style. You know, and he's got a Genesis.
He was smart. He was buying that stuff when you could get the set for like $100.
Right. Nobody wanted them then.
And now everybody wants the set for. Hey, people would kill to buy that set for $100.
Well, they killed for buy 2 cars for $100. But the engine, he's converted one of them to a command control too, which is nice. And I haven't done that with mine yet. I put a sound system in mine, but I didn't, which is kind of neat. It was a little cheap sound system in it, but it does have some neat features in it that some of the Lionel sound systems don't have. It has the air compressor. You'll hear the air compressor go on and stuff like that. And I've never heard that in any other sound system of any of the diesels I have. That are the newer diesels, because the older ones didn't have it, but it's a real interesting sounds that go on it. And it doesn't have all the nice variations that the newer TMCC has and everything like that, but it's a decent sound system I put in it. But we were so happy to be able to get the Genesis engines when we could. Still, it amazes me. I know Mike's built the Genesis. Am I correct? Yeah. Genesis. George is yawning. Uh-oh, look out. I should be yawning. I'm an old man. But I was always hoping Lionel would make a nice couple of Genesis engines.
Fortunately, they didn't get the tooling for it.
Yeah.
But they're making their F40s like they're going out of style. So.
Yeah. Well, it's pretty neat. All right. You know, it's going to be real interesting to see what comes up in the next few years. It's, you know, this train collecting hobby, it's a lot of fun. I hope all of you guys are enjoying it. You know, remember, you don't have to have the most expensive things in it to have the most enjoyable things in it. It's that's the one thing when you come to see somebody layout, and bear in mind too, no layout is too small. No layout is a bad layout. Everybody. You know, you do what you can do and you enjoy it. It's not everybody that can put together a big super scenic layout or anything like that. But boy, I know for many, many years, all I ever had was a circle of track and I was just so happy with even having that. I remember when I was building my layouts by myself back when I was a kid, I used my track work was terrible. I used 027, whatever I could find. I'd go somewhere and somebody had a section of track for a dime or something like that, or maybe a nickel, and I had 027 track. I had O gauge track. I had hand 027 switches, 020 O gauge switches, trying to run everything. Then I had this goofy flexible track that Lionel made in the 1930s. It came rolled up, and it had little kinks in it. It was really great. You could make any kind of turn or anything you wanted around like that, but you had a tendency to do the craziest things with it, jump the track all the time. And the other thing was, because of all the little kinks in it, the conductivity in the track, the train would go into it real fast and then just slow down as it went the other end. But that's what I built my layouts with when I was young, and didn't really get. I started even my first layouts when Wally and Bob, my two boys, were youngsters. I didn't have great track and everything like that, and I didn't really get a really nice nice running layout until I built the one I have now. Now it's 20. It's amazing. It's 20 years old. Just unbelievable. That layout's 20 years old, and I haven't changed anything since we built it. Not very much room to change anything. But anyway, shall we take a look at those Western WPs?
Sure.
It should be engine 1 or train 9. Don't hear anything yet.
I did not hear anything either. Let's try.
I see power on. There we go. We got startup. We have liftoff, gentlemen.
And check that.
How about that? Are we stopped there?
Hold on. I gotta switch some things real quick so I can run this. There we go.
Go the other direction. Making me switch around in my seat here. Must be getting power out of both power units.
Yeah.
Well, that's pretty darn nice. It's going to look very good in front of my California Zephyr passenger cars. I need 2 more of those. I have some Burlington E8s I run with the California Zephyr I have now. I have their K-Line E8s, a real nice set. But when I saw these advertised, I couldn't resist getting the Western Pacific.
I was trying to convince my dad to buy them, and then I told you about them, and Grandpa goes, "Oh, I'll buy those." I was like, "Okay, nice."
Nuts. Now.
All right, we're gonna bring them back up. It's really cool, the RPMs in these.
Yeah, this has got all the. You know what's neat with the old F units? You probably can't hear anything, but I always used to love when we had the commuter train goes through our town there, and they used to have the F units on the commuter trains. It was always interesting how you had the engines. As they'd pull out, they'd run this high speed run up, and then as they got running, they would step down in their got the speed that would step down. I don't know anything about running a locomotive, diesel locomotive, but now the new engines, all the prime mover all runs at the same speed all the time. Very seldom do you have it going up and down like the old F units. We got a short leash on life here with this little track, don't we?
Yeah, we do. At least where the camera is.
Is it right where everybody wants to see it?
Yeah.
Well, I think I'll just leave them on engine 1 and train 9. Train 9 is what we used, right? Just got to remember, can't put them on the track the same time as my other engine 1, train 9.
It can't,
You just used engine 1 to run it, right?
Yeah.
We're going. Well, it's got really nice, slow moving.
You want to know what we should do?
What are we saying on it, George?
Why don't we test the smoke unit?
Test the what?
Smoke unit.
Well, we could do that. It's in the front. It's probably turned off if I had to bet.
Yeah, I bet that too, but it doesn't hurt to try.
I turn the power off, so you.
There's block, so I'll just turn the block off. But
I'm sure the smoke unit will work because that part worked.
I'm sure.
But it'd be kind of fun to watch it smoke. Did they put smoke in any of the dummies in that thing?
I don't know. I know my E unit doesn't have the smoke in the dummy.
It doesn't?
No, but I'm not sure.
I got the manuals here. Last thing on earth you want to do when you run a new train is read the manual.
No.
Like, how many guys have ever read the manual when you buy a new car? Isn't that something? Nobody. Non-powered B unit. Owner's manual. Da-da-da-da. Features. Command control equipped. Electrocoupler in command. Operating backup light. No smoke. Deep big smoke, no fire. F3 diesel owner powered B unit. It has 2 powerful maintenance-free motors. Trainmaster can equip. Odyssey for system for speed control. Rear electrocoupler in command. Operating backup light and tire traction. All right. And the power unit, F3A, 2 powerful maintenance-free motors. Trainmaster command control, rail sound system, crew talk, communications, Odyssey system for speed control, directional lighting, die-cast electrical, tire traction, diesel smoke generator in both A units. So there's smoke unit in both of them. Lighted cab interiors and Myers light, only with certain road names. Can they check for features on the bottom of the box? This one has operating Myers light. So you have the smoke unit, smoke and no smoke. And so we'll put smoke in it. So then we have to see if the smoke works. So this is going to be interesting. It's always fun to run an engine for the first time, isn't it, guys? See what else, who's talking to, anybody got any comments on this one? Georgie's paying down a MTH Santa Fe F3 with 3 passenger cars and a remote. I didn't know he's paying down on anything like that. Let's see.
I'm not.
I didn't know he had an MTH. You don't have an MTH F3, do you?
I don't. No.
George, he's got a Lionel F3. But pull test. I'm betting with the 2 engines on this Conrail nuts, you could probably pull every car that's on the layout. I know I ran my F3s, and I had every car I had out, I stuck behind the engine. So could pull them. George is working on it, the expert. That's it. You got to take time to heat it up. You did it on engine 1?
Yeah.
Okay. It'll take a second or 2 for them to get going, probably. Did you turn them on both A units?
Yeah. This one was already on.
The one was already on?
Yeah.
Blow a little bit down the stack. Just easy. It's always the smoke units. I've always found they have a mind of their own. Yeah, there goes the one on the first one. The smoke units on the steam engines always seem to work better than the diesels. Hit engine 9, engine 1, then AUX 1.9 again, and maybe the one that's not working. There we go. No smoke yet. Give it a minute. And boy, that runs sweet, that whole stack of engines.
Yeah. This one's smoking.
Yeah, you can see it's smoking a bit. Like I said, I don't think the diesels smoke anywhere near as well as the steam engines.
They're not supposed to, I guess.
Yeah, well, you know, as they've always said, when a diesel smokes a lot, it's not running very good. Put it on the track behind the Pennsylvania. Run it slow behind the Pennsylvania. Yeah, I get a real sure. We'll chase the Pennsylvania with the Western Pacifics. Who else is on today? Anybody new come on? NEC Life. How are you doing? Is your switch automatic? Yeah, they got the automatic switches.
Got the fancy ones.
All right, here we go. Now we got to make sure we don't rear end somebody, right?
Yeah.
That's pretty sweet looking lash up.
It is.
That is a real nice looking lash up. That do good with freight or passenger.
Well,
I need a Western Pacific caboose now. Yeah. Anybody know of any good? Anybody made any good Western Pacific cabooses?
Yeah.
It's interesting. I want to show off a string of Western Pacific boxcars that I've been accumulating.
Which the post-war ones?
All post-wars. I got a few that are after post-war, but I've been accumulating different Western Pacific post-war cars. I got to bring that one new one. Everybody can see that.
Oh, that stinks. That's all right though.
You know, really, you know, the smoke really works best with the steam engines. So you don't have to have smoke with them. Anybody else got any new trains lately? That's anybody got anything that they've bought that they'd want to talk about and everything like that? It's kind of interesting that what everybody has. My train budget for a few months has probably gone down the drain. Good thing I'm not going to York this week.
See, the problem with me right now is it's whether or not I save up for an O-scale engine or an N-scale engine. N-scale engine is about half the cost of what an O-scale engine is. So it's like once I get to that halfway mark,
George,
like,
you can't diversify like that.
Do I send it on the N-scale engine or O-scale engine? Oh, these are sharp.
It's a nice stack of engines. But 1,500 horsepower in each of them is what they were, I think. They were rated at. Maybe 1,800. Does anybody know for sure?
1,300. F3.
Are those F3s or F7s?
They're F3s. If it's F7, I think it was 1,700. If it's F3, I think it was 1,300.
Okay. I can't dispute you because I don't know. But it's amazing how you put a stack together of 4 engines like that and you can come up to what an FP45? Yeah. One unit?
FP42, I think.
Yeah.
Those are equal.
Something like that. I still need to review my BNSF 25th anniversary. It's that ES44AC.
Oh yeah, that one's a really really cool engine.
Randall, that'll be a nice one. You'll have to get on and talk to us about it. It's always fun to get everybody's.
Grandpa, tell your story with the Piccadilly.
Oh, 1957 Lionel Piccadilly Arsenal. That's a good one. Nick Life. I bought a collection from a family up in Traverse City, Michigan, and actually Lake Interlochen there. And Wally and Wally was a little guy. We went up there to buy to pick up the trains and buy them. And it had a Northern Pacific GP9, and it had some other stuff, but it had a little motorized unit. This motorized unit was painted gold. The guy had his railroad was called the Gold Coast and Western Railroad. So he had cars and engines painted gold and things like that. So I always sat there. I wondered what was under the gold. So I said, well, I'm going to find out what's under the gold. Well, I start cleaning the gold off, and lo and behold, it's a Picatinny Arsenal switcher. Now, when I got all the gold off, surprisingly, everything was pretty good. The lettering stayed on and everything like that. And I was quite surprised at that. I used unpaint to take this gold off, and it didn't. I know if you leave it in too long, it destroys the plastic. Well, I succeeded in not destroying the plastic. So I have that little Picatinny. That one runs. I've got a real, a mint one in the showcase, but I've got the one that runs doing switching on the layout. So but that's my story of Picatinny. That's a rare piece. I know it's kind of a nondescript one. It's not real pretty, but it's one of the rarest of them. So good catch, Neck Life. That's a nice one to buy.
But yeah, no, that those are really cool. We got a lot of stories like that too.
Oh yeah, who says no? Rose and Jewel, he got himself a GP20. That 2381 1998. Yeah,
I think we have that. No, we have a Mopac one.
You have one like that?
Yeah.
I think they did one. I'm just trying to remember where they're. The one I got, the Milwaukee Road set, the early Milwaukee Road sets, doesn't have. It's got sounds in it, as I remember too. Not the really good ones. But that runs nice and smooth.
Yeah, it's a sweet set. But yeah.
Now all it needs is 9 cars of the California Zephyr, six dome cars, an observation car, a diner, and a lounge car.
Was the California Zephyr all
mostly domes? Mostly domes. That was the big selling point. That for those of you guys that like to ride trains, I highly recommend taking the Amtrak California Zephyr out to California. Actually, the best way for scenery-wise is to take it back from California. You get the better views in the scenery, I think. Only trouble with that in the old California Zephyr back in the old days is the California Zephyr ran through the Feather River Canyon, which the Amtrak California Zephyr runs over the SP line, rather the Donner Pass. Instead of the Feather River. And they say the Feather River. I've never ridden through the Feather River, so I don't know. But every now and then Amtrak has to detour through there. So that would be one of my super catches if I could ever get on, be riding on the California Zephyr and have a detour over the Feather River rather than Donner Pass. Donner Pass is pretty spectacular anyway. But that is about as pretty a train route. I've taken the Canadian across Canada too, and there's beautiful one there, but I don't think there's any prettier train ride. Maybe the only other one is if you ride the Coast Starlight. First of all, you get to run along the ocean for a while. Then when you're going across the forests of Oregon and northern Oregon and southern Washington, that's really beautiful because you do that in the morning. You wake up. We like to do that in the winter, and you get to see the snow all over everything, which is really nice.
How often you guys do that?
We were doing it every year before COVID. Go out to California, we'd go to Disneyland, then we'd take the Starlight or we'd go up north and then go down to Disneyland or whatever. We'd do that, and take the Starlight either up all the way up to Seattle, or we actually do it to Portland, and then get the Empire Builder, the Portland half of the Empire Builder. Then we started taking the California, just going up to from Southern California to Emeryville, spending a couple of days, and then going out to Napa Valley where the wine tasting is, and we enjoyed doing that, and then taking the California Zephyr there. Then we've had times when we've gone up north and then we had to take the Starlight down from Seattle down to we were connecting to the Zephyr, and they made us get off at Sacramento and wait in Sacramento, even though you could make the connection in Emeryville. And so we what the hell are we going to do in Sacramento at 6 a.m? So we went traipsing around the state capitol there in California, They have a beautiful state capitol there and a park around it where they must have 90 different kinds of trees planted around the capital. There was really pretty. We had a nice morning waiting until our train came in to go on to 11 o'clock. I think it was to go on to Chicago. But that Amtrak's got some nice rides, and save your money, get a bedroom on the train, and Amtrak's got some of the meal service going again. I highly recommend doing it. We can't have old timey rail train going, but let's say if we all support Amtrak, maybe eventually we can get it back to where trains are riding what they used to be. That'd be dreaming, but who knows? But I'm glad this thing runs good.
Yeah, me too. But yeah, no, Amtrak's pretty cool.
Yeah, Wally's going to give us a trip report. He's going to take Amtrak up to Minneapolis.
Really?
Did you know that? Your dad's doing that? Without you.
When?
Yeah, he's going to up there the week I'm out in on the Columbia River. He's going to he's got going up there for that canoeing thing he's going to do, the Mississippi River canoeing. They're going up to Bemidji, Minnesota, and start canoeing. He leaves on a Wednesday, and then he's coming back. He's trying to get to. There you go.
That's 2023.
Yeah, we're gonna have to figure out how we're gonna chase him down the river. Maybe we ought to take the airplane. We'll just fly over him for a few hours, and then we'll have something to eat, then come back.
I want to canoe with them at some point. Go see one.
That would be fun.
Yeah.
Maybe you and I could canoe.
That'd be cool, yeah.
Chase them down.
I'm sure they'd be going really fast, though.
The Mississippi River will be carrying them along.
Right, yeah. I've never paddled. Actually, that's not true. I paddled on the Mississippi. Not recently, though.
Well, up there in the north, I don't think it's as fast as it is because there's all like the dams everywhere, so they have deep water.
Oh, they got a portage a lot.
Yeah, I don't know what they're going to do. I think they have to go through you can't portage doing it. You have to run through the locks,
really?
according to the way it's going.
Right, that's right.
So he's got to go through the locks on that. That's going to be an interesting trip. Who's that? What do we got? Say 86-foot CN boxcar.
Yeah, I don't know what that means.
That's a big boxcar.
It is.
86. That is one huge boxcar. That's old GP20. Yeah.
Yeah.
What does that look like, Bill? Kalina? That's really interesting. And let's see, 25th. What else we got talking here? 19 Picatinny Arsenal. Anybody else got anything going that they want to talk about? We're here to talk trains. We can talk trains. We can talk planes. We can talk automobiles.
Dan says you should lash up all the UP steam engines you got. Well, that'd be a lot of steam engines.
Trainman Dan, that would really be interesting. They'd have to put some
couplers.
Put some couplers on them all.
How many UP steam engines do you think we have?
You've got three big boys. A Challenger.
2 Challengers.
5. And you got on loan an 844.
844. The consolidation. That's 7. No,
that's 7.
Yeah, that's 7. No, 8. That's 8 right there. What else do we got?
I don't know.
Well, you got 2 big boys.
I got 10. 2 big thick boys, a Challenger.
Challenger, that's 11.
What else do I got? I got another UP engine, I think.
Yeah, I'm trying to think.
Oh, we can throw some diesels on too.
Yeah.
A lot of UP diesels.
What else? Oh man, that'd be that. I got a rare Sterling Zinc mine Lionel Hopper a few months ago. Well, that's really cool. That's really cool.
I've never heard of that. What color is that one? That sounds neat.
I like OG stories. We'll have to meet up on the Empire Builder Coast Starlight.
Yeah, that would be fun. Well, I'll tell you what. A week from tomorrow. Well, actually, I'm going to be. It was a week from Sunday. I'm going to be out your way. I'm going to be in Vancouver, Washington, and we're going to get on the American Empress steamboat, and we're going to go down the Columbia River to Lewiston, Idaho, Clarkston, Lewiston, down there, where the Columbia and the Snake come together, and then we're going to fly home from Spokane to. I'm going on my own airline that I work for, so I'm via the most circuitous method to get to Chicago. I got to go from Spokane to Seattle, then to Chicago, because I'm cheap. The ticket was $200 or $300 less than it was going straight from Spokane home. So, and still had to wait. So it's interesting. But we're going out there. So I'll be out your way. I'm trying to remember what days the boat spends along the Columbia there. I know you're from Yakima, so you're not that far away from us. I remember, I think Apple and Orange, I told you that I went to the University of Montana. So it was, I know the area fairly well up there. Not to mention flying over it and over the years. One of the things where I got my real education of flying over Washington State was when I was checking out in the 757. All the profiles in the simulator and everything were based on flying into Washington, into Seattle with all the different approaches over the procedures out over the state of Washington. So I got to learn all about all these things. I had hardly ever flown to Seattle till I got on the 757, and then there all the time after that. So, but it was interesting.
Gus Hadley says, I seen George on a DVD this afternoon.
Oh
boy.
What kind of DVD was that, Gus?
I'm thinking it's your Lionel Nation 5. I think he's talking about you, Grandpa.
Me? Did you?
Yeah.
Was it Gus? Was that on Lionel Nation 5? That's George is on it, I believe. Yeah.
I am.
I know. We found we were cleaning up our motorhome. We found the newspaper article when George was a little guy when they in the Chicago Sun-Times did a story on our railroad, and that's that picture I have hanging there. But I found the original newspaper that was in. I had it in the motorhome. Yeah. So we had one of our members of the Train Collectors Association, John Nacita. He worked for the Sun-Times. He had it made and framed in the story. We got George as a little guy, everything like that. Now George is making his own headlines.
Yep. See, look at that. Look at that. I'm in the paper. I'm in the paper, guys. Let's see. Yorkville Boy Scout, Troop 40 Eagle Scout candidate George Werdrich will host GMW Train for a mile train show from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Sunday, April 24th at the Yorkville American Legion Parkway. Then it gives the address. The show will feature 4 large award-winning O and HO gauge train layouts, filling the American Legion Hall, the Midwest Division of the Train Collectors Association, Valley Mile Railroad Club, and a local hobby store, Denny's Trains and Things, will be among these displaying layouts. There is no charge for admission, but donations will be gracefully accepted. Proceeds from the event will be used to help fund Werdrich's Eagle Scout project, Werdrich's Eagle Scout Community Service Project of building a train station on the Prairie State Railroad at Plowman's Park in Big Rock. The model train show will be fun for the whole family in addition to the layouts. There will be a garage sale of model trains and train-related items. Lunch and refreshments will be available. Look at that. And there's a picture of me at Train Fest on the Train Collectors Association's modular layout running Grandpa's Big Boy. There you go. This Big Boy's pretty famous. It's been on a lot of
it's been in a lot of films.
That's right.
Apple and Orange Line. Yes, I believe the Chin's Arrival has been in there at Seattle. I don't know if it's still there. I haven't looked at a Seattle approach plate. I've been retired now from the airline over 20 years, so it's a lot of things have changed.
Gus Hadley says Wally and Little George. That's right. Pops is in that too.
Yeah.
Watch that tonight. That's a good film.
Yeah, that's a good one. Then if you the good story, one of the good stories, if you can get the December 2022, 2002. December. No, it's 2003. December 2003 or 2002. Plastic Toy Trains magazine. There's a big.
That was before I was born.
Yeah, big story in there about how it was all built. That's a very nice article.
Grandpa's layout was the centerfold layout.
Yeah, we could.
It's down here actually. Hold on.
Yeah, I'm sure it's a blue cover on it. Every time I see them, I buy them up so I can have some extra ones. You get paid handsomely for doing that. I got 5 copies of Classic Toy Trains for it. Yeah, you got it there. That's it.
Look at that. 2003, December.
It was a Christmas layout.
Classic Toy Trends. It's got a really cool. Oh, and they're advertising. Third Rails, Northern. Georgia's been a celebrity since he was 5. He was in many of the advertisements for Train Stuff. That's right.
Oh yeah.
It was. But look at that. All right, let's see. We got some pretty. Oh, this is when they were bringing out the K-Line Hudsons, which, in my opinion, are the best TNCC engines. So if you're getting into TNCC, you should get a Hudson. They got the Allegheny, the Hudson, and the Mikado.
This is fun looking back on things, isn't it?
Oh yeah. Let's see. Oh, they got something on the Halloween set, the general one. That's a cool set. Let's see. Gotta go back to the live. There, cast it.
Yeah, you got it marked there. Yeah, you gotta be careful. Flurry of activity.
Look at that. Look, you see my dad, grandma, and grandpa, and the train layout. It's great. I gotta get. You can't really see the. Holy moly! Got the Class A, and oh, you had your Amtrak set out. It was great. Let's see, you got the. Here's some more. I'll show you guys this page.
That's the El Capitan there coming around the corner.
Yeah. Is that when you had the high level cars? Or
Yeah, no, it's the high level cars. I got the high level. They came out about the same time, the high level cars and the engines.
Look at that guy, even
there's, as I always say, is Godzilla there in the background?
Godzilla is not.
Godzilla's in one of these.
He's in one of these pictures, not this one.
That Rio Grande coming out of the mountain is always one of my favorite scenes. I always said, you know, if you saw the DVD Lionel Nation 5, we hooked up the 2379 Rio Grande AB, and we put it with the super speedliner cars, the silver cars. And I never could figure out why Lionel back in those days didn't run, you know, they didn't make Burlington F units, but they had Rio Grande F units. Why they didn't run a California Zephyr, or at least call it a Zephyr, and put a California, the Denver Rio Grande engines on the front of a set of super speedliner cars. They always put the super speedliners with the Santa Fe or whatever, Wabash, everything but they could have had one there. Is that Godzilla? No, that's downtown.
What set is this one?
Yeah, that's the California Zephyr.
Oh, is it?
Mm-hmm. Although that looks, the tail car looks more like a. Yeah, that's the Super Chief set.
Oh.
Because it's got that. You see the high level car back here?
Yeah, yeah.
That's the Super Chief set.
Check that out. Wow. And then here's Godzilla.
We started a trend. This is my wife's idea. Have Godzilla on the layout, and now almost everybody you see with layouts has Godzilla on the layout. But had never seen that before. But now we had Godzilla destroying the GM generator car. He's still there in all his glory.
Oh yes, he is. Yes.
So nothing has changed on that layout. It's, you know, it's remarkable, and I always like to get a real plug in for my wife because she's the one that did the scenery on that thing, and there's nobody that did.
This one was always my favorite after that. This advertisement. I've gone through this magazine so many times, but this one, the 8 Showtime tips. I love that. But yeah, then you got
get the beeps in there.
In fact, I bought this for my dad. This beep right here. My mom always likes to say I bought it for my dad for his birthday. This Milwaukee Road one right here. She had bought him a beep for his birthday when I was still in the womb, and she'd given it to him for his birthday, saying it was from me. But they didn't know my name yet, so
didn't know his name yet.
So it was from I forget what the packaging. He still got the packaging. It says from like oh, it was from his little beep. That's what it said. It was to Wally from his little beep.
Well, how about these O-scale sets that Lionel made for TCA?
Oh yeah, these are some of the coolest sets ever.
FM.
Look, we're going back, wishing we could buy these sets for $760. That's a bargain, right there.
You got one set, and I got the other set.
Yeah, but you can't even get an FM now for that much.
Yeah, not with all the gee whiz stuff in it.
Yeah.
You know the story about that FM there. It's interesting. When TCA was having that made, it was supposed to have all the super newest stuff that Lionel was going to put in engines. Now, I don't know how many of you guys have. George has got one. Got a demonstrator, the FM demonstrators, and I was able to get some sets of the demonstrators. I gave one engine to George, and I gave one engine to Sammy, and I've got the pair of engines, TM. What are they? T1 and TM1 or T or something like that. But anyway, they have all the gee whiz stuff. This is way ahead of all the legacy stuff, but they have all the legacy, all the stuff. They've got the rotating cooling fans in the roof and everything that Lionel was going to put on stuff. And they were supposed to put them on those TC engines, and they didn't. They didn't put all that stuff in the TCA engines. They're all detailed out real nice, like the demonstrator sets, but they didn't put all the super electronics in that they did on the demonstrators. If you ever get a chance to buy them, they're red and yellow, and the Fairbanks Morris demonstrators, and they are sharp, and they do everything the newest ones do, and then they also have the little rotating fans, cooling fans in the roof that are sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. There's the one issue with them. On one of my units, they quit running. You can hear it in there. But
fans?
Yeah, there's a little belt that runs those, and I have never taken the cab off to see whether it slipped or the belt slipped off. I was able to score an extra belt someplace, so I have an extra belt. I'm not going to sell it because that's the only Lionel one that made with the fans on the roof. Now K-Line made the E8s with the fans. I've got those Burlington E8s. I have the fans rotating in the roof, which is all those E8s that time K-Line did, which, it's amazing what some of the manufacturers, not just Lionel and MTH, but K-Line, who was, kind of considered the lesser expensive. K-Line, just like George was talking about the Hudson, they made some really nice things. Those E8s I have are really, really nice. I mean, they don't have all the sound unit isn't the super with all this stuff on it, but they had to buy it from Lionel at TMCC, so Lionel wasn't going to give them everything, but they did put the rotating fans, and they put a lot of nice detail on those E8s. And you can usually score, if you can find them, you can score them for a really reasonable price, and they run beautiful. You get a pair of powered E8s from K-Line, you can drag the world around with it, so you get some real nice engines.
There's some more copies of that issue on eBay right now if you want some copies. Oh, there you go. Have to check that out later.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean,
I was thinking of selling autographed copies. I didn't think anybody would buy them.
Apple and Orange says, OG, does your crew make a stop in Columbia? Marion Hill and Stonehenge aren't too far from me.
No, we don't stop in Columbia. We stop at the Dallas. We stop at Richland. We stop. We go from Vancouver first to Astoria, then Astoria to the Dallas, then Dallas to Richland. Then I can't remember. I'm just doing this offhand. That's where I'm trying to remember all the stops. I think we're on the boat for 7 days, so I think there's seven stops. But Astoria is the first one, and then the Dallas and Richland, I think it is, and I'm not sure the next two. I know in Lewiston is Lewiston Clarkston. There's the end. And they consider that a night, even though you get there during the day and you leave the next morning. But that's where we are. I can take a look if you're there. If I'm not on a tour or something like that, I've done 11 cruises with that company, So if you happen to, if we happen to be in a port there, I don't know if I can. Sometimes although with the COVID, they used to say if you were once you got to their higher elite status, that what I mean, you could invite a guest on board for lunch or dinner or something like that. So lunch anyway, but I don't know if we're on some tours, so I don't know how many days we're going to be there for lunch or whatever have you. But hey, sure love to meet you. Probably be out there in that neck of the woods again sometime. Anyway, we like riding Amtrak. That's so another place we like to go that's not too far from you. We used to, although getting too old, when I was down in Florida, I managed to fall and mess up my shoulder, so I can't paddle with his dad in a race that we like to do, and I hurt my leg and I can't hardly sit in my car anymore, and I was running and really messed myself up. But we used to like to go cross country skiing at by Glacier Park there in Essex Junction, where you can take. That's a neat thing if you're a cross country skier and you want to stay at a fun place. Take the Empire Builder to Essex Junction. That's what George is. We've always talked about going out there, and I like going there in the winter because I like to cross country ski. They got lighted ski hills, and the hotel is the old railroad bunkhouse for the snow crews, and the sightings there all by Essex Junction are where they used to have the snow plows and everything like that, and we always used to watch. Now they have the helper engines there, and we always used to watch the helper engines. The switch engines getting their miles in a day, traveling up and down in the yard. We used to love to do that. We sit on the porch of the hotel in the winter with a hot toddy and watch the switch engines out there in the snow fly. It's a great place to visit. There's new owners the last few years. Actually, the people who bought it are from Chicago, and we haven't been there in quite a few years. But the people that used to own it, they used to have quite a display of Great Northern memorabilia and everything. Things, all the rooms are named railroad rooms and stuff like that. So for those that are train geeks and want to have a great place to watch trains, it's right on the main line there, the Marias Pass there, of the Great Northern BNSF now, but the Great Northern Railway. Really fun place to go for train watching. In summer, I guess it's pretty nice there. You're right on the south tip of Glacier Park, though. I think it's Highway 2 that comes down there. So,
well, listen, everybody. It's getting around that time. I have a baseball game.
Yeah, he's got to play baseball tomorrow, and I got to get up and watch him. He takes me an hour and 15 minutes to get out here to watch him, so I got to get up before he gets up.
Number one supporter. But
my number one fan.
Number one customer.
Number one customer.
So thank you everybody for joining the stream. Hey. I just got here. Wait, I just got here. All right. We'll have to stay on for a couple more minutes.
Who's that?
My dad.
Wally. I just got here. What were you doing?
Probably yelling at some kids.
Are you yelling at kids? You got Bob and Sammy with you?
They're there. Sammy was on. He commented a while ago.
Yeah, Sammy commented. He made some wisecrack about you not being there. Just put out the campfire.
Oh, I see.
All right. Well.
Early, dang. I guess they're getting up early,
it gets cold and everything. Yeah. Well. Anyway, Wally, we missed you. Did you see the engines behind your son? See the Western Pacifics behind you, George? We got those are those ones I got the other day, and ran them. They look pretty nice.
Yeah, they're pretty. They're slick engines. They're slick engines for sure.
Yeah.
Apple North Line is.
Well, they have.
You have to stand. Oh, it's okay. We'll go to 45. Almost there.
We'll go. We'll give you a few minutes for being late. We've just been talking. We had quite an interesting conversation. I actually had my Northern Pacific Jeep in my hands. I got a great big pouch here. I can see a couple of candidates for my pouch. It'd be like I'm like mother kangaroo. You know, I could put an 844 in there, or I could put a GP9 in there.
Changing the topic a little bit. See the set right here? There's this nice Chicago Northwestern gondola in the set. Well, guess what we have running right now? Hold on. Gotta give it a second.
There it is.
Boom! There you go. Okay, that set has to be probably the best set for you getting into scale railroading. It's amazing. It's got a cool variety of scale cars. I mean, the cars are really cool too. I mean, they got all little odds and ends that make them really special. A couple of milk cars. I mean, it's pretty cool. I enjoy that set a lot.
Did you ever run the FMs out of it?
Oh yeah, all the time. I lashed the Southern Pacific FM up with the demonstrator.
You put them both together? Huh?
Yeah, they run real. But I pull my reefer train with it.
Oh, I've never seen that.
I've done it like once or twice.
That's a nice unit, yeah.
They have trouble pulling.
They can't pull it?
No, they can. It's just after a little bit, they start to like not heat up, but just like they slow down. So I have to switch.
The FMs really. And then,
I mean, but I've ran them on like for a long period of time.
Okay,
so.
well, I figured the FMs are such good pullers.
No, they're amazing pullers. It's just
although I will have to say this, you know, the 844, the big boy is going to pull more than FM. I mean, when the engine weighs 20 pounds, it's got to have more traction and everything.
Yeah, it was a long train on really tight.
Well, you got 35 cars, isn't it?
Yeah.
Where did you use it? Upstairs on the?
No, I took it to a friend's house.
And you took the two FMs, and you took all the PFEs.
And they fit on his layout. The caboose is touching the end of the train.
Yeah, well, that with tight curves. Yeah, wow.
Yeah, I think it was running on like 050, so it was pretty
oh man. Yeah. And you actually took 35 reefers to somebody. Well, what are you going to take the train fest? I'm saying what?
I'm going to take my reefer train. I don't know what else. I'll have to figure out.
Well, you got to have room so I can take a car too.
No, Sammy and I we're going to drive up separately.
You're going to drive.
Sammy and I have it all planned out. We're going to go up separately. You and Papa can take the flex up. We'll put the back seats down so then we can add more trains. And then Sammy and I will take my car up and we'll have a fun time in my car.
Which car are you going to take?
My car, my Civic.
Okay.
We're going to go old school with like Wally when he used to take up or Papa when he used to take up the Cobalt. We only took one train.
Yeah, well, I know about that too. I can remember when we went to York with the the old. I've told you guys one time we had my first motorhome. We had a 22-foot motorhome, and I went to York with a friend of mine named Bob Schneider, and Bob was into buying and selling trains, and I used to sell trains with him at the DuPage show, and we wanted to go to York, and we get out there going to York, and he goes crazy. We absolutely filled that motorhome from stem to stern. We could barely get in the front seats at that moment. We couldn't sleep in the motorhome. We had to sleep in our chair on the way home. We drove straight home, and nobody could go back and sleep in the chair. We had the cab over filled with trains. Every inch of that motorhome was jammed with trains. The aisles and stuff. I've never. We didn't stop. We stopped at, we had to drive all the way out to his house to unload the thing. He lived out by McHenry. Really nice man, and sad fellow. He had a heart attack. He used to have a landscaping business, and he was out with his tractor in a field where he was growing trees. He had a heart attack. They didn't find him for a day or two, and they went out in the field, and there he was, had a heart attack on his tractor, and the engine was still running in the tractor. It was very sad and nice. I have some of his collection that I treasure, but he's one of my old friends from train collecting way back when we first started in 1970.
Wasn't he one of your sponsors?
No, he wasn't. I actually was in the division before he was.
Oh, really?
Yeah. The guys that were my sponsor was Dick Baybach and Mike Hill were the two guys that sponsored me into TCA. Mike Hill had Hill's Hobby Shop and Displays, and Mike Baybach had a thing he called it was called Meridian Trains. He was the Midwest distributor for Lionel, so he had a collection of Mike. Dick Baybach, not Mike. Mike's his brother. Dick Baybach. He had a collection. He had he claimed he had everything Lionel had ever made. He even had that 1903 engine that the little trolley or whatever it was made in 1903. The first thing that he had that, and I saw it, so I know he had it. And but he claimed he had everything. He had a house that was just filled with trains. He had a big sign in his living room that used to be in the Merchandise Mart in Chicago. Was the big front of the turbine, the 681 turbine with a big headlight on. I mean, it was almost a life size. The turbine coming straight at you with the left, and underneath it said Lionel Trains.
That's really cool.
He had that in his living room. I don't know who has it now. It was sold, but boy, that's something you really wish you had. So that was kind of nice.
Well, listen, everybody, we're at the 45-minute mark. So
George wants to go to bed, Wally. You can sit and
tired.
listen to me, but I got to put my trains in so I can drive home.
We can then drive back,
and then I can turn around and drive back and hopefully be on time.
But thank you everybody for watching.
Hey, thank you for having me on board.
Yeah, next live stream will be the stream before the.
Ooh, this will be the big plug.
Yeah, so we gotta plug it up. Make sure to go to GFW Train Fair, April 24th from 10
Hey,
a.m. to 4
if you haven't, hit the like button. We only said that once tonight.
Smash it if you haven't already. But thank you everybody for watching. I will see everybody next stream, and have a great time. See you around the roundhouse.
Take care.
Don't let you feel away.
Thanks, Apple and Orange, for the comment.